How's it going, guys? I'm Matt Torx, and not too long ago, I made a video talking about Dexter the game, a short game made for PC and iOS devices in 2009, meant to promote the Dexter show as it was being broadcasted and produced. It wasn't a good game by any means, but it was one of those so bad it's good kind of things that made me laugh several times when I was playing because of how ridiculous it was. But unfortunately, the same remarks cannot be made by its even more obscure sequel, Dexter the Game 2, produced and released in 2012 by Echo Code. Now, I'm sincerely apologetic to anybody who clicked on this video expecting Game of the Year material, but this game is a piece of shit. A genuine, certified stinker even by mobile game standards, since it is, in fact, another mobile game. The only way that I could even play it for this video is by going to the Amazon App Store, and if the chaotic wastelands of the Amazon App Store doesn't scream bottom of the barrel, then I don't know what does. But since I made a promise to you guys in the last Dexter video, today I'm going to play Dexter the Game 2 for the very first time, discuss its production and gameplay features, and rant about what exactly makes it such a piece of shit anyway. But before you get started, if you're new to the channel, or have been watching for a while and just aren't subscribed, please do consider subscribing, since it's free and is the best way to support my channel directly. Anyways, since I don't want to take up any more of your time, let's get started with the video. Now, Dexter 2, as I mentioned, was released just 3 years after the first game, by the same studio, Echo Code. It wasn't until recording footage for this video that I realized Echo is actually a clothing brand, not a game studio. So why a clothing company made not one, but 2 separate games for Showtime is beyond me. Like its predecessor, Dexter 2 was created as a way to promote the upcoming seasons of Dexter, but unlike the first game, which was released around the same time as Season 4, a lot of people's favorite season, Dexter 2 was released right around when Season 7 was being broadcasted. Which, although not a bad season, definitely did not keep the Dexter hype nearly as much at the time. The main things that set Dexter 2 apart from its predecessor, and are pretty much featured on all the existing promotional material that I could find, are the open world map and a car to get around it. Now, I don't want to ruin the surprise, but this game looks fucking atrocious. Like, I've seen some bad games before, but they're usually unlicensed trash that gets dumped off to whatever app store is willing to host them. But this is an official game. Some studio executive at Showtime had to look at this game and sign off on it. The open world aspect, although a funny concept, has nothing to actually do in it, because unlike the first game, Dexter 2 has no story. The gameplay is just one ever-repeating mission that has random aspects each time. The mission loop, each time without fail, is get phone call, go to crime scene, collect evidence, go to the lab, follow suspect, rob their home for more evidence, then find and kill them. Which doesn't even make sense, because in the show, Dexter never just goes around killing every person that the Miami Police Department finds guilty of a homicide. I mean, how suspicious would that be if every person who committed a murder in Miami was found dead before the public even knew about the crime? But don't think about actually playing past one of these missions, because after you kill your first person, the button to accept a phone call and start the next mission stops working, and you're stuck in place with a big-ass phone covering your screen. So each time you want to play this game, you have to close it and reopen it. Now, so far, I've talked a little bit about what this game entails gameplay-wise, but I haven't really expanded upon what these objectives look like. So I'm going to describe what this one repeatable mission actually looks like, and everything you can do in the game. As mentioned, you start things off by receiving a phone call, either from the police station or one of the show's characters like Masuka, Deb, or Angel. Now, I will give props to this mess of a game for actually still getting Michael C. Hall to voice Dexter, or at least I think he did. Now, some of the voice lines that he'll say randomly are definitely ripped straight from the show, but it does seem like he lent his voice for some of what is said during this game. Now, he is the only person who has any voice acting in this game, since all other characters just get text boxes. And apart from Dexter's random one-liners, there is no other audio in the game whatsoever. Well, except for one of 2 random songs that'll play on repeat whenever you get into the car. Anyway, if you choose to accept one of these phone calls, the game will mark the location of a crime scene on your map. You visit the crime scene, collect some randomly placed evidence, then return to your lab to analyze. Now somehow, some random evidence like a knife wound or a shoe print can lead you to the exact person who committed the crime. So the game tells you where to find this person, and you must follow them to their house without being noticed, Assassin's Creed style. But once they disappear into their home, you yourself must enter their home and collect more evidence. Now where this random NPC went after clearly entering their house is unknown, since once you break in, they're nowhere to be found. But regardless, you collect some things like knives or guns, then head back to the lab to see if the details match up. If they do, you'll find them in a busy place like a bar or restaurant. And in my favorite section of the game, you need to locate their exact position by sneaking past the same 3 NPCs and finding a way to subdue the criminal. Now the game means for you to sneak past all of the random NPCs on your way to inject the killer with tranquilizers. But for some reason, there's also a combat system, and anybody who sees you on your way will immediately start trying to beat the shit out of you. And on the flip side, you can complete these missions with no stealth whatsoever and knock out everybody you come into contact with, including the suspect. It's actually really funny to picture a version of Dexter Morgan that acts like this, just throwing discretion out the window completely and physically assaulting anybody who happened to be in the same room as whoever you wanted to kill. Once you've successfully captured your target, you set up the iconic kill room and press the stab button a couple times to finish the mission. Now something that I noticed is that among the pictures of victims that get hung up on the wall to remind the killer, there's the same exact photo that was used in one of the missions from the first game. But my favorite part of this section is that once you killed the suspect, the game plays the same fucking cutscene that they made for Dexter the game, somehow at an even lower quality than it was in that game. Which, like, why? The models in the rest of the game don't look anything like the first one, so why do they feel the need to reuse this cutscene in particular? But anyway guys, that's about all that I have to say for this confusing mess of a game. Now don't get me wrong, neither of the Dexter games are what I would consider good games, but I will say that comparatively, the first one blows this burning pile of trash straight out of the water. If you want to see me cover more random and obscure games in the future, leave a like on the video and comment your recommendation if you have one. And if you got to this point in the video, I thank you so much for watching and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace!